about your application.
It's obviously on record why I was denied, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's directly related to that red flag, which should
Yeah,
not be there because I did pay it off.
Yeah, yeah, and we do appreciate that. It looks, in terms of being able to get that removed, if we had taken a position and based on that position we had to close out the account, that could be a possibility going forward when you apply for a credit card, that you might be denied based on that decision that was made on those two accounts. So I get your point. That unfortunately, that's not something that we would be able to remove because we did take the following action to close out those accounts. Now, I get your point. And if you don't mind, if I can just ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
So the bank information that you provided us with, what happened?
I just opened up a new account with Superior National Bank. I was moving from Michigan Tech employee to Superior National Bank because someone told me they had better APRs for secured deposit. So I did that, and not even a week into being there, I called up and said, I need the routing number because I need to make a payment on my Capital One. Well, the girl that gave me the routing number, but how she screwed that up is beyond me. But she gave me to a sister company that is, I don't even know how to explain that one, but they gave me to something that was not Superior Bank and Trust. So when I got a notification saying that the routing number didn't go through, I was like, that's the right number. It has to be the right number. She gave me that number. I tried to make the payment again, and it didn't work. So I called up again. They gave me the routing number, and by then, everything was going crazy. And I'm freaking out because the payments aren't going through, and I'm worried about getting like double charged because I was tight on money, and I didn't want my account going NSF and stuff. So I called back on the 8th. I said, give me back the payment. I'm going to go back to Michigan Tech and start making a payment from there. Before I could even fix the problem, you guys red flagged me and shut me down. You didn't call me. You didn't ask me what was going on. No correspondence. Just red flagged me and shut me down within a week and a half time. And I find that to be unfair. Not exactly professional, but I've been trying to figure out how to fix this. And I'm appealing. I have paid off that one card, and I'm almost done paying off this card, and I don't have a credit card, and I need one. So I was looking at starting a new secured $200 just like I did and rebuild that credit from ground up again. Give me one moment.
Sure.
Transportation, oh crap. Transportation, how can I help you? Yeah, give me about 15-20 minutes. Okay, I gotta cut that short. Cut this as short as possible. But I am exasperated with how this whole thing came out, because that not only did it take the credit card that had like the longest term credit on it, it did 100 and something point damage to my credit history, and because of because of confusion with the routing number and how everything worked out. And this is, how should I say it, complete snafu on a paper level.
Okay.
I'm trying to build my credit so I can get a loan on the house. That credit has to be 750 in order for me to get it. I was already in the upper 600, almost bordering on 700 when this happened. It dropped me down in the 500s.
Okay. So basically, the bank rep provided you with the incorrect routing number when you processed the payment.
Correct.
Okay.
And then after all this headache, I just went back to Michigan Tech for a while, and I made the payments, paid off the credit card. It was closed. I've been making regular payments on the 6034 account, and it's proof that I'm not out trying to commit fraud. it's just a huge snafu with the paperwork.
Yeah. Well, I understand that this is definitely frustrating. I do know that once we take that action and the account is closed, it's not something that can be reversed out.
No, you can remove
yeah.
the flag, or you could remove, or find some way to put a special exception or whatever, because it is nothing but a paper snafu.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I wish that was something that we could do, sir. And the fact that this action was taken, and I understand it was based on the routing number. I get everything that you said. That unfortunately, that was the reason for denying the request for a new card. The only thing I can really suggest at this point in time is maybe reach out to another bank to see if they'd be willing to go ahead and give you a secure card and you can start rebuilding your credit. But that's not something that we're going to be able to
So in other words,
make an exception for on the system.
So no matter how many times I apply in the future, I'm never going to get a card from you guys again.
That could be a possibility. That is correct. Can't guarantee it, but that could be a possibility.
Instead of you guys reaching out and contacting me, asking me what's going on, you just flag me and shut me down.
Yeah, well, unfortunately,
how unprofessional that is.
Well, Richard, I do get it, and I understand 100%. Unfortunately, there is a lot of fraud out there. Now, I get the fact that you didn't make an attempt. I get it. You didn't make a personal attempt to commit fraud. I get all that. I'm just letting you know that the decision has already been made. That is a final decision. That's not something that can be overridden, where we can go in and go, okay, even though the account was closed for this reason, then we're going to go ahead and put a certain code in there so that if you apply for a card, you're going to be approved. We look at all aspects of credit. We look at your credit history, how you paid us, and there are some banks, if there have been some issues in the past with you or me, they could deny my ability and your ability to get a future card with that bank. That is a possibility. So I'm sorry, that's not something that as a manager I can override, or my manager's manager can override, so that you can get another card with Capital One.
Okay. So basically, the bank, SNB, screwed me on the routing, and you guys were quick on the draw with the red flag of the fraud. And instead of working with me, contacting me, and trying to get to the bottom of it, you just pulled the trigger and killed my credit and any possibility of getting a future credit card.
In terms of how this process works,
yes,
in
that's
terms
exactly
of
how
reaching out to you, right, in terms of reaching out to you, etc., I don't handle that aspect from the fraud standpoint. I don't handle that. So I don't know what their procedures are. What I would have suggested to you if I spoke to you about this when this occurred is to reach out to the bank to see if the bank can provide proof that that occurred. If they cannot, then you and I wouldn't have any leg to stand on. So if the bank would be willing, hey, look, this, called this, spoke to so-and-so, they gave out the incorrect routing number. As a result, the customer was impacted, and that letter comes from the bank on bank letterhead, then that could have been something that we could have looked at back then.
I want to point out something.
Yes, sir.
It says it on your own statement, on your own wall, and it has been screen printed. It says, payment from SNB Bank National Association, and then November 19, when it was fixed, it says payment from Superior National Bank Trust and Company. Okay? It showed right there that it was a wrong number the first time.
So how would we know that, sir?
Just looking at the title of it. I mean,
we're not gonna know all that, sir.
No,
in all honesty, we're not gonna know that.
But again, I'm just a number. I'm a digit. I'm paperwork. I'm computerized.
Right.
Pretty much most of this is automated. Correct?
I'm sorry. What was that again?
I said most of the decisions are automated. Otherwise, if this was handled by humans, it would have taken a little bit more time. But this was pretty much just red flag from day one. As soon as the ACH did a payback, so I could fix it, it was automatically flagged, and so therefore it was
Right.
computerized, lacking human interaction and understanding. So you just shut me down, screwed my credit, and say no more with you.
Once again, sir, I don't know how they handle that.
Hello, and thank you for calling Capital One. My name is Mindy. May I please get your first and last?
Well, that was the conversation I had with the two people from Capital One, and I have to say that the guy's blatant idiocy. I mean, yes, I was being repeating because he was not giving me the answers I needed, not what I wanted, but what I needed. And it was the same runaround, same bullshit. They just don't want to give me the credit card. They don't want to do it, even though none of this shit was my fault. Um, Superior National Bank totally fucked me with that because the girl named Holly gave me the incorrect routing number that started this whole fucking cascading bullshit. But between Superior National Bank, Capital One, these are two organizations that I will never do business with again, even if they were the last ones on the planet. I obviously cannot do it with Capital One, but Superior National Bank is on my short list for, I hope they go under. Uh, but yeah, not happy with the whole fucking bullshit of this past week with dealing with all this stuff. And what can I say? Shit flows south, and they're the river.